Yo, yo, it's Jojo, and I just wanted to share what I did to climb fast in League of Legends. It's like I've been playing ranked competitive games for a long time. I've been a Dota veteran for like 15 years. I played Dota 1 back in Warcraft 3, and then I switched over to Overwatch when that came out. Played that a lot, got Grandmaster, also coached that professionally. So I love competitive games, and I think it's fun to especially try out new games. So since I have kind of gotten tired of Dota, I did finally decide to try out League of Legends this year, or well, last year, I guess now, since we're 2024. So what happens is that it took me around 200 games in the span of 3 months to get from bronze 1 to gold 4. So like as you can see here, I started out in like bronze 1 in January, slowly but surely. I don't remember, I didn't take screenshots of like my silver 4 and silver 3 jump ups, but they should be here in the middle. Took me around a month to get to silver, or to the top of silver, and then around another month to get through gold. So like getting from silver 1 to gold was actually pretty difficult. It took a while. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience, I guess. And after this, I took a little break. So here you can see all of the stats and all of the champions that I played. I did play a little bit too many champions here. You're gonna see this in the tips that I talk about later, that I do not recommend playing too many champs. You see that in the end, I decided to play Jinx the most. And you're going to see that this is going to get even more exaggerated after the break. So during summer, I didn't play as much. So once again here, in after the summer, in July, I started playing ranked again. And as you can see here, we have 200 games of Jinx in this new season here. I did play a little bit of Ashe when she was like very overpowered. The same thing with Senna. You can take a look at like the meta, the rankings, what people are picking, and try to learn those champions. But I specifically chose champions that are very easy mechanically. That's the important part. So it took me around 200 games and 3 months to get to gold. And then here, when I started playing against in July, it took me around another 150 games to get to Emerald 4. And like a month. So this is like a very fast climb. I did play a lot of games, sure, like 150 games in a month, that's a lot. But that is kind of what is required. You do need to play a lot. It is a little bit of a grind. But I was very happy with this grind and this like improvement. I am very impressed with how it went. And I definitely noticed that games got significantly harder in Emerald. Like I have been stuck in Emerald 4 to Emerald 1 here, as you can see. So from Emerald 4 to Emerald 1, this took me like 150 more games, as you can see here. Like the 150 first games took me from Gold 3 all the way up to Emerald 4. And then I was stuck here in between like Emerald 4 and Emerald 3. I was stuck here for like 150 games. And then something just clicked here at the end of December, where I just shot through the ranks here, as you can see. Just popped in through Emerald very quickly. So yeah, these are like my tips, my tricks, my recommendations as an old ex-professional Overwatch coach that coached contenders teams. And as well as a 15-year-old or a 15-year Dota veteran. But yeah, I'll get straight into it. So number 1, you have to pick 1, maybe 2, maximum, omega maximum 3. I would recommend 1, but maybe 2 characters with relatively simple mechanics. Like don't pick the insane skill gap, like I don't know, the Yasuos, the what other insanely mechanical champions do we have? Like Aphelios, like just pick the Nautilus, just pick the Warwick or the Garen or whatever. Just pick the simple champions that have easy to play mechanics. Of course, you need to enjoy playing them. That is also very important. Like a parenthesis around this. Simple mechanics, enjoy playing them, because that is going to help you like push through the grind, have fun with the game, and just enjoy yourself as you're learning. And the point of this is to, well, quickly achieve champion mastery. You need to have your champion mechanics like on point, so they are just inside of your fingers, your instincts, your muscle memory, so that you can free up that like mental space and focus on the rest of the game. Focus on what your enemies are doing, what your teammates are doing, and what you need to do to win the game. So that clicking your buttons isn't something you have to actively think about during the game. Number 2, focus on learning, and especially how to play the early game. I will get more into this later, but for now, what I want you to take out of this is to be process-oriented and not results-oriented. Like, focus on 1 or 2 skills per game to improve on. For example, like what I tried to do as an ADC, I first focused on just CSing, getting as high CS numbers as possible, and then understanding wave management. Like, those are the 2 things that I started off with, because that's what allows you to play the game. If you don't have CS, you don't have money, you cannot deal damage, and you are useless. And then number 2, when you have understood like CSing and wave management, now you need to understand how to die less. Like, what made me put in a position where I died? Did I not track the jungler? Did I put the wave in a bad position so I had to crash it, but I couldn't, and then I had to back off, and then the enemy team did something that ended up in me dying? Like, all of those are questions that you need to ask yourself, and that is the like process that you need to go through every game. Like, did I do well in this one particular skill? Be it CSing, dying less, wave management, or like tracking the jungler, it doesn't matter which one, but you need to pick one, you need to focus on just that, have that as a goal for this game. You don't care if you win, you don't care if you lose. If you did better than you did previously in CSing or in whatever your goal is, then you have had a victory. Like, that is, you have improved, that is the goal, that is the point. The result of the game, or if a play worked or not, that is not important. What is important is that you were working towards a goal and you have achieved it. And like, you have to see every individual game as a learning opportunity. Like, even in a game where you go 0-5, if you have improved at jungle tracking, if that was your goal, then you have won. The jungle tracking will help you in the next upcoming 500 million thousand games that you play. The number 3, play fewer games but with intent. So this one is important because a lot of people just want to grind, and play like 15 games a day. I do not recommend this. This will, sure, it's fun to play the game, but this will hurt your rank. This will hurt your improvement, because when you play while you're tired, you're not learning. You are solidifying like mistakes and bad gameplay habits, because when you play when you're tired, you go on autopilot, you don't think about what you're doing, you just do things because pretty colors on the screen. The point here is to play when you are like at your best, both physically and mentally. It's like, make sure that you are like well rested, well fed, well hydrated before you start your session. Make sure to keep your body in a good shape, like do some exercise. Like, you will really need this to be able to like focus on absorbing all of the information that you will get bombarded with during the game. So like what I told you about before, what does it mean to play with intent? It means you enter the game with a purpose. It's like, if you struggle with CSing, you enter the game with, okay, this game, I will try to get as many CS as I can. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter, like, if my team is pinging to go dragon and it's like a 50-50 call, I don't know if I should do it, go for the CS. Your point here is to get as many CS as possible. Try to hit that legendary 10 CS per minute mark that all of the pro players do. And if you can reach that, then that is absolutely perfect. And the point of this, is to get fully focused and to get as many repetitions of learning opportunities as possible for that particular skill that you're trying to improve. It's like, the more focus you manage to put into this, like, the stronger the experience will stick into your memory. And this is very difficult to do. Like, you do not have the mental capacity and fortitude to be fully focused and immersed into the game and improving for more than like 2, maybe 3 games, like at a stretch. We're just not built that way, so we can focus that long for that much. So after that, take a break, go do something else, take a walk, get some fresh air, like hug your dog, whatever you can do. Maybe get a snack, get some water, and then comes number 4. Watch your replays. This is perfect to do after taking a break. It is not as mentally taxing. You can take your time, look through like how well you performed at your task. So you need to have a clear goal of looking through the replays as well. Don't just look at your jungler failing his CS or failing his gank and go, oh, why the fuck didn't my jungler do this? That doesn't help. Remember the goal that you set before the game started? Like getting all of the CS possible. You go through the replay with that intent. Did I get all of the replays that I could? You look, you check your wave, you check your lane. Okay, we got the first 3 waves, we got the crash, we got the TP back, we got back to lane in time, we got all of the next waves, we got that to crash, we got back, got our mythic, got back to the lane, and then our jungler gank, we got the kill. What could I do then? Oh, wait. Even though we got 2 kills, we got the tower, I had another wave I could crash into their second turret before transitioning into mid lane. That is like 6 CS missed. Oh wait, the Krugs were alive. I could have taken that wave plus the Krugs and then transition to mid, take the tower, and then take a jungle camp before resetting and buying my item. Like, oh, here I backed with 100 gold away from my item. Maybe I should have taken this jungle camp that's right next to me so I could have had my item a little bit earlier. That would have led to me having my 3rd item by the time like Baron spawned. And then just take a look at those little things that you were doing that you could have changed to, well, improve and become better at the game. And then, if there's anything you don't understand, like, I don't understand what I did wrong here. What is going on? Why did I die 3 times? Like, where did this jungler come from? How could he even be allowed to be here? And, like, what should I even do to, like, counter this? There's no counterplay to, like, a Nunu tower diving me at level 3 when they, like, 3rd wave crashed a big wave. If you don't know the answer, then I would suggest like trying to look at YouTube guides, like trying to find like some pro player, some content creator that is good under like explaining these concepts, like explaining wave management, explaining how he ganks jungles, or like how, if it's a jungle player, explaining how he tower dives and why it works and why it doesn't work, or like actually get coaching from one of them. That also works. And then number 5, I would say watch high rank players. Just watch players that are challenger, play your champion, and see what they do, and then try to figure out why. Like, why did he rotate mid here after taking the tower? Why did he rotate top here? Why didn't he go mid? Ask yourself these questions, go through, try to answer them yourself. If you can't answer them yourself, try to ask somewhere. Maybe someone can help you with that. But just going through the process of asking yourself, maybe it was because of this, maybe it was because of that. You go into your next game and you try it. Like, oh, now I did this, it worked out fine. Why did it work? Maybe it was because of this. Like, just getting into the process of asking yourself, why did it work? Maybe it was because of this, maybe it was because of that. You are learning by just asking yourself these questions. And another very useful thing as well, when you watch high rank players, like watch combo guides, watch jungle clear guides, all of these like micro mechanical stuff that you need to become good at with your champion specifically, that definitely helps. So you can learn like Aatrox combos, like Riven combos, how to perform them, go into the practice tool and all of that. That needs to be like second nature, so that you don't have to think about them. That is the reason why we're choosing simple mechanical champions, because then we don't need to think about that. But if you're playing Riven, then you need to go into the practice tool and spend like 50 hours just learning the combos. I don't need to do that because I pick Jinx. I just need to hit my skill shots that are pretty easy to hit. The only thing that is difficult with Jinx is probably the traps. If you don't use them as a follow-up to another CC, then they are a little bit more difficult to use. Anyways, I did say that that you shouldn't play many games, but well, number 6 here on the list and the last one is actually repetition. So it is a grind. It is a grind, and you will need time and a lot of games. As I showed you here, I do have 242 plus 300, so that's a lot of games. like 550 games almost. So yeah, this is over the span of a year, pretty much. I guess it's like 3 plus 4 months, more like. But still, that is more than half a year, and like a lot of games in that time span. So it is a grind. It does take time. So you definitely need to be able to put down that time. But as you do it with intent, you play those 2 to 3 games, and you don't tilt. You don't go on like the 6-game loss streaks, because when you play with intent, when you just play 2 to 3 games per day, you automatically like lose all of those omega tilt loss streaks that people go on that play a lot, because you have time to reset your emotional state and go do other things, and then you also get time to watch through the replays and figure out what went wrong and then play better in the next one. So yeah, these are very like general tips. I didn't want to go too much into the champion stuff or like role stuff. I could go more in depth into like ADC stuff, but this is just my process whenever I play a competitive games. Like whenever I play a competitive game, a new one, this is what I try to do, and that is what has gotten me some pretty good success. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. If you've stayed for this long, Jesus Christ, you are a champion, and I hope that you want to see some more of this content. Hit me up in the Discord or in the comment section with what you would like to see coming forward, and I will try to make that happen. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.